Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Yes, Yaga. You know the vibes. You rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle. I am the sauce. We are back in full effect. Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. I told you we was coming back and return to the source, man. This one right here. Shout out to my nephew. I told him I was going to speak on this. Two-time national champion right here, Jamali Tucker. I know I come off. I'm looking to the right words to describe my demeanor a lot of times when I speak on my team and fighters that I rock with. I know I sometimes I come off as very arrogant and overconfident, confident, however you want to classify it. But there's a reason for the sauce and the yaga and the the vibes. Currently we have the modern day form of what was formerly known as the New York State Golden Gloves, but now it is the Ringmasters, uh, Ringmasters tournament. But it's like it's the same as the Golden Gloves. For those of y'all that follow boxing, truly follow boxing, y'all should know what the prestige of the Golden Gloves. If you ever watched the documentary on Netflix, Counterpunch, also Titus Williams has had a somewhat of a documentary on Showtime, and I believe that was the last official Golden Gloves. But that is a major tournament. A lot of world champions, past, present, and future, have fought and became Golden Gloves and champions in these tournaments. Shout out to my man East, Southwest, Southeast, Southwest, London in the building. My guy Toby, appreciate you on the pull up. But yeah, sometimes I come off arrogant when it comes to my family, my nephews, and fighters I affiliated with. But I told y'all when he was 10 years old how special Morley was going to be. He is a two-time current reigning national champion. But like I said, when I come off arrogant, it's for a reason and overconfident. This is arguably the second consecutive year where Marley cannot get a fight in a regional. Yeah, regional. Our state, New York. We can't get fights when it comes to the ringmasters and tournaments local or showcases local. So when I speak the way I speak and I say the type of things I say about amateur boxing, especially in my backyard in New York, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. And a lot of y'all, like I say, when it comes to this boxing, for whatever reason, the boxing business, you have a lot of jealous guys and people that are just, at the end of the day, look in the mirror. Don't like hating and jealousy is not gonna get you nowhere. Trying to backdoor people because you're upset because at the end of the day, I always speak on this. I always say it's God's plan, um, and it's God's journey. So regardless if you're like whatever He has for you is always going to be for you. and I'm a firm believer of that. A firm believer of that, and I stand on that. We all go through our trials and tribulations in life, um, but just know if something is for you, it's always going to be for you. But back to my nephew, man. Like I said, two-time national champion. But when it comes to New York, right, he can't get fights for whatever reason. Anytime they put on it's a lot of club shows and like I said, right now we have the Ringmaster Championship, right? Molly does not get fights. That's why we have to always take it to the national. We have to do national tournaments, fight in the nationals, go out of state, go to Philly, go to Georgia, Florida, Vegas, Texas, things of that nature to get work. And to me, like I said, this is me speaking, right? And when I say to me, I'm speaking on New York. Whether it's the politics, whether it's whatever amateur boxing, it's kind of disgusting because I started to notice that when like a lot of other states they don't really when it comes to New York, they always New York is frowned upon in boxing. Like a lot of states don't really think New York fighters are the goods. And it never used to be like that. Like the Apple, New York was known for that, having some of the best fighters in the world. Not just the state, not just the nation, in the world. But over time, we started to get a bad rap. And I see why. I see why now. I see why. And I'm only referencing Marley because Marley is probably arguably one of the top fighters. Yeah, he's not ranked number one in the nation, so he is probably the top fighter. Yes, he did. Yeah, he in Cleveland. Now we won one in Cleveland in April, and then we won the Nationals again in Texas. No, I think was it Tech. It might have been I don't know if it was Texas. I'm thinking it might have been Texas. I know we've been hitting the Nationals up heavy. I know he won the one in Cleveland in April. This one might have been in it might have been Texas or it might have been Louisiana. I can't remember, but I know we've been going hard for a minute. So, know what I mean, and he's a two-time national champion now, ranked number one in the nation in his weight bracket. Maybe a future Olympian. But you never know, man. He might turn pro early, man. He's that good. He's that gifted. He's that God gifted, and he's that determined. One of the hardest working young fighters I know. Like his brother, this is the younger brother, Jihad Tucker. You know what I'm saying? Like you better start paying attention to the source. I'll tell you the goods, man. When it comes to telling you who the best fighters in the world is, I think I'm batting 1,000. You heard? I'm batting 1,000. Whether they want to give me my props or not, the proof is in the pudding. That's why I said this is the year of the source. Show me your work. Show me your work. You know the pros that are affiliated with me, from Jihad to the other guy that won Goofy, and but the work speaks for itself. But you see, I can take it to the babies. Marley's 13, already a two-time national champion, one of the most avoided fighters in New York, one of the most avoided fighters in the USA amateur boxing system. And these are all facts I'm speaking. Like when we sign up for tournaments, dudes duck. They send out the memos, the emails. They want to know what bracket we're fighting in, and they avoid that work. You know, that's just a testament of his hard work. For those of y'all that have been following me, like I've been documenting it for forever, ever. And like I said, salute to my man WCS. Like WCS is always used to tell me, yeah, they be watching whether they want to acknowledge it or not. Y'all been watching when the COVID kicked in. And Marley was like 10 years old, and you seeing the training regiments that we was doing of pushing the car, the real Rocky Balboa, real life Rocky Balboa workouts, pushing the car. You know what I'm saying? Put applying the brakes and having them push the car in neutral around the parking lot, the 10-mile runs, all that paid off. All that, like, see, for those of y'all that know anything about boxing, the work starts in the gym. You know, the work is in the gym. The fight is the performance. We look at ourselves as artists. These guys are artists. They are Picassos. So the work is done in the gym in the trenches. So then fight night is just the performance. It's when you set the stage, you hit the stage. And Jamali Tucker is one of the best, man. One of the best. And I'm telling y'all right now, tap in with him right now. He's gonna be one of the special ones. Trust and believe. He's definitely you see what his bigger brother's doing. And we joke about this all the time. Jihad got signed at 17, big stepper, big cards, Lomachenko, Lopez, big cards, Shakur Stevenson, all big cards, right? Out the gate, bright lights. We always call Jihad the prototype. Jihad is the prototype. He was the prototype. Marley is the T2000. And y'all gonna get a testimony. Shout out to Q the God, Lost Arts and Boxing, WCS in the building. Just smash the like button. That's all I ask. Just smash my like button. It doesn't cost you $1. But yes, Marley is the business, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. He's a special talent, man. He's growing. He's getting strong. Um, for those, like I said, for those y'all that tap in, you see like he throws punch combinations on command. He's a southpaw too, man. See, Jihad is an orthodox fighter. Marley is a southpaw. When a southpaw is very skilled, because for those of y'all that follow the sport of boxing, there's not that many southpaw fighters in the world. Most fighters are orthodox fighters, right hand. Um, so when you are a talented southpaw, man, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. But Marley's definitely the goods. I'm just like I said, man. I just wanted to do this just to shine some light on how New York is just like to me it's disgusting. Like this is a 13-year-old kid. We can't get fights in our backyard. We can't. Like the Ringmaster tournament. This is the second year in a row where we signed up for it, but yet there's no fights for us. There's no fights. You know, there's no fights, man. And I was in the gym last night, man. I popped in last night and I was talking to one of the coaches. I was talking to one of the coaches because shout out to my boy Broadway, man. Broadway, he lost in the quarterfinals, but he came in a little heavy, and he was 141. We wanted to get him to 139, and he started slow. But we was just talking, and I was running off some of our fighters, and I was like, damn, what's up? I was like, once again, Marley can't get a fight, and the coach was like, man, they always gonna avoid Marley. I was like, why? Like, if you're a true competitor, and you know you got the number one kid in the nation in your backyard, um, why wouldn't you want to compete against him? Why wouldn't you want to work with him, fight him? Because iron sharpens iron, and it's the true testament of that is what we got going on. Like Joel Spence just knocked off, I believe, a top three fighter a couple months ago at a showcase in Jersey. Amani, these are all guys that pretty much I call them the triangle offense. Him, Marley, and Joel. They always spawn each other. They iron sharpens iron. I think by them working with Marley all the time, it paid off. Both of those two guys I just named are ringmaster champions. They're looking to step on that national scale now, and I think they're ready. I thought they was ready last year to test the waters. Get out there in these national tournaments. Cause that's where you really earn what they call on social media your clout. You know, the clout, especially on YouTube. That's where you earn your clout at in the national tournaments. When you step out there in the national tournament, because like I said, everybody could be a badass in their own backyard in their own pond, but when you step into the ocean, that's what we call the nationals. That's the ocean. Because when you go to the nationals, you're facing off against the best in pretty much every state. You know, Delaware, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, California, Texas. You're going against the best, so you really get to see where you're at. You know, you really get to see where you're at. Yes, facts. Yes, Toby, that's my brother's son. Yes. Um, but Marley's the pro. I mean, Jihad was the prototype, man. And you see how good Jihad is, man. Shout out to WCS. WCS calls him the dance hall king. But we're gonna light Buddy up like a Christmas a Christmas tree. We was talking about that last night in the gym. Shout out to Coach, man. And be on the lookout. We got Jahai got a major interview lined up. I'm not gonna speak on it. Y'all just gonna see it. A real big stepper, a real big commercial media step. I think he used to be on the Regis the Regis and Kathy show. He was the co-host. I'll just tell you that if you know what I'm talking about. I believe he's an NFL Hall of Famer. I know he's a Super Bowl winner, but we got something lined up with him, man. You heard? Media marketing agent. Yes, but I just can't wait to see where Marley's at. I know the initial plan was the Olympics, man, because he's that good. He's that good to fight in the Olympics. But we just gotta wait to see, man. We just gotta wait to see, man. Because like I said, Jihad is doing his thing. April 1st is his day. Um, Nico, what is it? Nick Savecki. Hopefully I said his last name right, man. We're gonna light Buddy up like a Christmas tree, man. He's a big dude. This would be a nice win for us too. Because like I said, dude is a he fought for his country, Georgia. Big guy too. He fought in the amateurs, I believe he fought light heavyweight. He turned pro at like super middleweight. So we've been doing a scouting report. We know he's gonna hydrate big and all that. He's on record for saying Jihad is gonna run when he feels his power. Let's see. We shall see. We shall see. But that's April 1st on a that card is stacked too. Shout out to Larry Wade and my man Robesi Ramirez. They on that card. That's Dog Bay. I think Robase is gonna stop Dog Bay too, man. Put that in the icon that I said that Dog Bay is gonna get stopped. Man. And I like Isaac Dog Bay. I met him, had the pleasure of interviewing him when he fought when he fought on that Teofimo Lopez card and at the Hula Theater many years ago. They had the open workout at Gleason's. I remember covering it. Cool dude, man. You know. I think he's not, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's African royalty too. You know, you could cross reference that yourself, but I believe he's African royalty. Real talk, like he's like a prince or a king, if I'm not mistaken. But Robisi's definitely gonna stop him, man. El Train, that little dude, little Mighty Mouse, man. He is hard. Um, I'm trying to go to that fight out there in Tulsa. I gotta see what if I get approved or not. You know, because I've been out of work for some time now. Just getting some personal things in order. But I do like to travel with the team. I do like to travel with the team. It's a great experience. You know. But yes, that's April 1st, man. And for those of y'all that pay attention, I think what they're doing, because this guy is the one we're fighting, he is a stablemate of Xander. And we was also speaking on that they're sending him out to fight Jihad first. because they want to see what uh they're playing chess basically. They want to see because, like I said, this guy spars with Xander. I believe Jahad called Xander out in December. Um, Xander's on this card too with us, I believe, also. So it is what it is. We play chess too. We play chess too. But yes, back to Marley. Marley is the number one ranked fighter, man. Look him up, man. These are all facts that I'm giving. He's the most avoided fighter in New York, man. These dudes don't want to fight. When they see like we have local shows out here all the time. When we sign up and pull up or we hit the metros up to try to get a fight, they be like, oh nah, his opponent, they turn it down or they don't want to fight him or they leave they book. When I'm speaking on books for those of y'all that don't understand what I'm talking about, like with amateur boxing, if you're a coach, you have a book. If you're a fighter, you have a book. In order to compete, um, in the showcase, you have to have your book on you. The same way, if you're coaching in the corner, you have to have your book. A lot of times, fighters leave their books when it came to Marley, or there was no shows. They just didn't show up. But it is what it is. That's why we take it to the national scale now, though. But definitely keep your eye out for Jamali Tucker, man. Special, man. He does a lot. Um, Vicious body puncher, tremendous combinations. That's why his nickname is Million Dollar Marley, because he's a $1 million fighter, aka the enforcer. Because he breaks you down, he breaks you up, man. He breaks you up, man. He's a he has it, man. For those of y'all that know what I'm speaking on, like when you look at fighters and and somebody asks you as a gym person or somebody, does he have that it factor? And when you look at there's levels of fighters, right? That's why, like myself, people always be like, "Oh, Shy, you man, average." I just know, like, and it's not on no disrespectful, like, like there's levels, there's different gears. Just cause like you see, especially on YouTube, you see dudes talk about fighters, and I laugh. I'll be like, nah, so what? Uh, you gotta put into consideration a lot of things. Like, a lot of people, especially on YouTube, that discuss boxing, they really don't know boxing. They just know whatever they're programmed. It's like the radio. They just know whatever they're programmed. They'll tell you a guy is the goods because of his record. But then when you actually see him fight or you actually watch him work, you're in the gym, you break down his competition levels, you be like, okay, yes, he's a good fighter, but he's a club fighter. Is he an elite fighter? There's different stages and levels to fighters. A guy might be a good shout out to Coach Malachi. Coach Malachi calls it the chitlin circuit. He might be a good fighter on the chitlin circuit, but is he a good prime time performer with the lights, the arenas? There's different levels, there's different gears. Marley is a top tier gear type of fighter. That's why he's so avoided on the amateur level, on the local front, because he's the goods, man. See, a lot of fighters like boxing nowadays, but it always been like this. But nowadays it's more so. That's what it is. Boxing is WWE. It is. It's like you can really manufacture fighters nowadays if you have the right backing. You got people behind you that have money, that have influence in the game. You don't have to be that good. They could move you. They could protect you. They could pad your record. They could pay for promotion, they could pay for marketing, they could get people to you know, build you up, talk about you. Meanwhile, you're not really that good. You're average at best. You're average. You see that all the time. And that's why you see a lot of fighters, especially in the pro ranks now, they be undefeated fighters, I'm gonna use this for an example. We just had a fight maybe a couple months ago, right? With and the dude just tested positive. The little Ali dude, Michelle Rivera, he tested positive for a banned substance. He fought Frank Martin, right? He was an undefeated prospect, just like Frank was. Yo, he looked it terrible against a southpaw. But how is that when he's supposed to be an elite fighter? But yet he couldn't make the proper adjustments against a like I'm still not sold on Frank Martin. Frank Martin is a good fighter with quality wins against top tier guys in the amateurs. Like it's just something about him that it just like I don't like people be trying to put him in there in the class with like the Haneys, the Davises, the Shakors. Keyshawn Davises. I don't see it yet. I just don't see it yet. Cause I know a lot about like the smoke and mirrors with fighters and fights. Like um I just don't see it, man. And that's why I wanna I'm gonna reference my man, Floyd Schofield Sr. Floyd Schofield Sr., Brooklyn guy, shout out to him. They relocated to Texas. But he's on record for saying that that dude is garbage. And I laughed. I was like, damn, that's some sauce right there. That's some sauce. My brother. I'm a bad influence on my brother, right? Because he knows that's how I give it up, right? I'd be like, if they ask me about a fighter and they could be all right, they could be decent, but I'm so used to like elite top tier guys. I'd be like, man, that guy he sucks, man. I was like, yeah, he sucks. You know what I'm saying? I flat out said, I'm like, yeah, he sucks, man. I be having everybody say that now. Shout out to Joe Dini. Yeah, Toby. I filmed Marley back in the day, man. I will play the clip I got of Marley on here, but it got music on it, and that messes the video up. But Marley is the goods, man. Marley's the good. This right here, look. This right here is see that kid sitting on the ring apron right there? He's gonna be an Olympian. He's the number one fighter too. That's his father with the blue shirt on. This is in Philadelphia. That's Marley right there. Told you we gotta put in work to go get work, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta leave the state to get work. That's Marley right there. Marley gonna be special, man. Just telling y'all, man, keep your eye on him. For those of y'all that rock with boxing, man, pay attention. Cause like I said, he's already getting looks. But we want to go to we want to do the Olympics, but I don't me personally, I think he's gonna turn pro, man. I think he'll be pro, man. You know, I think he's just that good, and you know, his brother will probably be a world champion in a couple of years, man. Uh, I know it's a family affair, man. You know, Jihad to be a world champion, man. Remember who told y'all, man. I'm telling you, man. Remember who told y'all. And I see a lot of Jihad's just to switch subjects real quick, right? Because like I said, I ain't been on for a while, so I'm gonna get y'all up to speed. Africa, shout out to Africa, man. Richard Henderson, he looked good, right? Against John Bowser, his last fight. And I want to pat ourselves on the back, man. Africa been working with Jihad a lot. He been getting work with Jihad, and when you work with top tier fighters, it shows when it's time for you to perform. It shows, and it showed for Africa a couple weeks ago at the Hula Theater. He made that fight look easy, and I think I posted that in the community, stating like, yo, that's probably arguably his best performance as a professional that I see. You know, he looked as sharp, man. He looked a real sharp, and I think that's just the testament of the work that he's been getting in. Because he spars guys like Shakur Stevenson. He got work with Terrence Crawford. When you spar the best fighters, you're only gonna get better. You're only gonna get better. You're only gonna get better, man. When you're in the shark tank, that's what we like to call it too, the shark tank. If you're in there swimming with other sharks, you're only gonna get better. It's when like I said, when you're on the chitlin circuit and you think you're a shark, but you're in the tank with guppies. That's not helping you. In order to be a shark, you got to swim with sharks. You got to swim with sharks. And I think Africa's doing that now, man. Like I said, I know he part of his camp was down there in Houston with Shakur. What's up, Daffy? You up now? Daffadoodle, Daffadoodles. But yeah, shout out to Africa, Richard Hitcherson, man. He's another, like Africa. I think that was the best move he made. Leaving Floyd going with Matchroom, going with Eddie Hearn. You see, Edgar Berlanga did that, and I need to pat myself on the back. Shout out to my man WCS. WCS could definitely co-sign this. That's my guy, my comrades, the OG. I was on record telling him like I had that. I just that like I'm leaning away from that. I told WCS way before it broke that he was going to Matchroom. I had the inside on that. I was like, I hit WCS up on the email, Texas. I was like, yo, Edgar signing with Matchroom. And at the end of the day, that's a smart play because the biggest fight in boxing is over there for him in his weight class. And you know who that is? Canelo Alvarez. Is he ready for Canelo? Me personally, I don't think so, but um prize fighting. You're fighting for a prize. Canelo is the biggest prize in boxing. It is what it is. The biggest prize in boxing is a Canelo Alvarez fight. Other than the heavyweight boxing, is Canelo Alvarez. That's where you're gonna get the most money fighting a fighter. Is the Canelo Alvarez. So is that a good move for Edgar? Financially, yes. Boxing wise, I don't know, man. He has a questionable chin. Um, but at the end of the day, it's about money, right? The sport of boxing. What y'all think, man? Feel free to comment. I got some people in here. Feel free to comment. What y'all think on that, man? It's about money, right? I think Floyd Mayweather established that. It's not about the glory no more. You know? It used to be about the glory, but now it's about money. But for some fighters, it's still about the glory. But a lot of fighters, it's about, the bag. So personally, um, I think Edgar made a small move, man. The bag is over there, Canelo. Whether he gets I think he will get a Canelo fight eventually because he has the following. If as like I know y'all like a lot of y'all don't understand what I mean by saying the following. Like he has a somewhat of a I know y'all like, oh, he only fought at the Hula Theater, but he sold it out. The Puerto Ricans support him. And if you know anything about the history of the sport of boxing, Mexico Puerto Rico is a big rivalry. So I'm pretty sure the investors, and Canelo has the investors, Hennessy, and all those companies rocking with him. If the time does come and him and Edgar do line up, that'll be a big fight, man. The money will be there, you know. But we just gotta wait to see. But shout out to Edgar. I did pass that information on to my man. I was like, so when I seen that broke, I was like, yeah, guess I do know a little something, something, right? But yeah, we gotta see what happens with Edgar, man. You know, but that's why I said, like, when it comes to boxing, I want y'all to catch this sauce, right? Um, This is especially for the YTC people, right? You dudes be on here. Um, a lot of channels I noticed they like you want to talk about this side of the street or that side of the street, and at the end of the day, the players, the participants, the managers, promoters, advisors, people that's behind the scene, they all work together. They all work together. Cause look, right? Edgar was just with Top Rank, left Top Rank. Now he's with the Zone. Um, Richard Hitchison was just with Mayweather Promotions, which is pretty much PBC. Left there, went to the Zone. Right, his manager, for those of y'all that know, don't they're managed by Keith Conley. Keith Conley also managed Danny Jacobs. Um, he got a lot of fighters. Danny Jacobs is another former uh PBC fighter that went over to the Zone. Are y'all catching the sauce? Are y'all following the sauce? I'm giving it to y'all. These guys are doing business. You see how he left? They left the PBC to go across the street. So there wasn't like they was like, oh nah, you was over there. We're not doing business with you. No, only ones that talk like that are the stupid fans. And when I say stupid fans, I don't mean it in no disrespect. I'm just saying like fans be so caught up on debating and arguing and like nah, these dudes are doing big business, man. They doing big business. And if you notice, like coaches, and I'm gonna use Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt got fighters that fight on the top rank, Matchroom, PBC. It's only the fans that get so caught up and the content haters, not even content creators, the content haters that get caught up in uh the politics because most of the major content creators on YouTube, right? The big channels, quote unquote, that you call big channels, um, they're doing this for $1. It is what it is. They're doing this. This is they revenue stream. So they're gonna do what they got to do for $1, and being off of YouTube for like the past month, just paying attention and watching actual journalism doesn't really sell on YouTube. You know what sells on YouTube? National Enquiry, messiness, uh, basically like love and hip hop type reality stuff. That's what sells. That's what garners viewership. Like authentic journalism, real investigative reporting work doesn't um really sell. And I'm gonna go into that when I might just come right back on and do my wilder piece at like 8:30. I'm gonna shut this down because I got some I'm just charging up the laptop. So when I do the wilder piece, I want to do it on the laptop. So I want to pull up some receipts. I got a lot of receipts because when that whole wilder thing popped off, right? I was working behind the scenes, like um when Wilder, and I'm gonna go into this when I do the Wilder me this, Wilder me that. When Wilder jumped out there and he put it out there that he was still waiting on revenue from his pay-per-view fight. And the information that I garnered from the Wilder, um, it was way before the 7-8 interview, way before that. Because the dude I was in contact with over there at the PBC, after I was asking him certain questions, he gonna he gonna throw the 7-8. I think it might have been the interview or the quote. Some I'll look it up in a second once I shut this down because I got all my receipts. And I just laughed. I hit him back and I laughed. And then I sent him something from somebody else's channel, like showing that like a lot of stuff's not adding up. But we're gonna get into that, man. We're gonna yeah, we yo Toby, I got some stuff for you for that because I was in contact with somebody, a hitter from Heyman Boxing, and the receipts that I got. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but I have the receipts. His yo listen, his receipts It's a lot not adding up, but it is adding up. If you've been paying attention to the narratives and this the whole smoke and mirrors over there with the money and the moves, you ain't gonna want to miss my Wilder. What's the name, man? Wilder's on record for saying he's willing to work with anyone. We're gonna get into that, man. Cause y'all gotta remember a couple years back, man. Um, Wilder had it. They offered Wilder somewhat of a Canelo deal. I'm gonna go into that, man. You know what? Listen. I hear my daughters is getting up right now. Let me wrap this. Let me wrap this up, right? Get them situated, make some breakfast and stuff, and I'm gonna come right back on with the Wilder joint. I'm gonna do the Wilder joint now. I know I scheduled it for I think 10:50. I'm gonna knock it out now. Definitely gonna knock that one out now, man. Cause I wanna get to that one fresh. I wanna get to that fresh right now. Cause they said the morning is the best time to do your work because that's when cover your mouth, Marina. Cover your mouth. That's when they say the juices are flowing. You know. So yes, let me wrap this up. Definitely be on the lookout for this hitter right here, $1 Million Marley, on the top young amateurs, man. Top young amateurs. And salute to everybody that was in here. Smash that like button. And if you've been rocking with the sauce, man, we told y'all how we was coming, man. This is vintage sauce right here. I want y'all to pay attention, man. I gave y'all this years and years ago, and look how it's playing out now.
See what it is. Powered up by that Jackal Seymour's. Yeah. Definitely. Ooh, that's that Jackal Seymour's right there. Just put in that work. How was that work, man?
Good, 8 rounds.
Yeah. With February what?
February 13th, tune in.
That's right.
ESPN Plus, tune in.
Yes, sir. This is the one right here. Jahad Tucker. Follow him on Instagram. Y'all seeing them all over. Major interviews. We just getting started. 2021, big things coming.
21 takeover, 2022, all the rest of the years to come.
That's it. Thank you for your time, champ.
You heard what we told y'all, right? How's it playing out now? Is it playing out how we mapped it out or what, man? Is it playing out how we mapped it out or what, man? Is it? Heaven must be like this.
Good video. Let's go.
He's getting the knockouts, right? He's getting the knockouts tonight. Yeah, hard. That's right, man. You know the vibe. Yeah.
Yes, is it playing out how we mapped it out? Is it playing out how we mapped it out? See, you gotta believe it, map it out, write it down, and then go get it. Is it playing out how we mapped it out?
Yo, this is the real Mr. ESPN right here. You know the vibes. Yes.
Pick up your phone, boy.
Yes.
You're missing a few members, but you already know Team Stay Strong.
Yeah.
Shout out my man Jackal.
Yes.
Big Apex in New York, my son right here.
Yes.
Get
Screw
into
you.
the
Screw you. Yo, victory. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Bitches. You know the vibes. Yeah. Yo, we in Vegas.
You know the fucking
Vegas. Yeah. Uncle Jay, cousin Mike.
Uncle Jay, cousin Mike.
You know the
Shout
vibes.
out ESPN, shout out Top Rank, shout out Alvina.
That's
shout
right.
out all my supporters, everybody, man. I love all y'all, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw you. Yeah. Look at the team. The team.
Yeah, salute, man. Appreciate that, Toby. Is the picture clear enough, man? See, we put the plan in motion. So jot this down, man. February 21st, 2023. I told you about $1 Million Marley. Please remember me. Zaga, Yaga. You know the vibes. I holla.
there, Jackal Fitness doing the damn thing. I just like to see what they was able to get you to be able to make that next move in this boxing game, because a lot of cats don't get the opportunity. But for you, it seems like you was ready and built for the opportunity, man. It's almost like 17 years old, man. You stepping up to a huge plate. It's a lot of responsibility that goes into what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Big stage, top rank, man. Come on, wearing the jersey. Tell us about that LeBron jersey, man. Your first fight.
Shout out Jackal Fitness, because he gave me the idea, the LeBron James of the game, you know. Shout out Jackal for that one. So I just took it. The people seem to like it, so I just ran with it.
Yeah, they talking about it, man. You got your own. Speaking of the big elephant in the room, man, you signed with Top Rank. Mm-hmm. You know, give me a little backstory as to how you even linked that up, man. You know, at 17 years old, signing with Top Rank.
Shout out Jackal.
How was that for you?
Shout out Jackal Fitness. That's the only answer I can give you. He made his cause. Shout out Mike Prince. Mike Prince got me in touch with Jay. Jay liked what he saw. He got me in touch with Top Rank, and we made it happen. Mob ties. See me?
Hey, you know, hey, he just explains to you. No, hey, there's no other way to explain it like that. You know, shout out to Jackal Fitness, man. Official in the game. I appreciate him. You know, solid group of brothers, man. I'm glad they was able to link you up, man. That's positive shit right there, man. It's good to hear that.
Oh yeah, and Jackal, he always loved, especially coming out of LI, around the same area. So when Jackal, he made the call. I was talking to Mike Prince. I'm like, oh shoot, man, I'm really about to get signed, you know.
Backpack killer, Sam, school you. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all be good, man. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.